Hello everybody, my name is Sergey Baklikov. I keep my video blog rolling. Welcome back. Today is the 29th of March 2020. I'm still in the city of Ufa, which is the capital of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia, and my hometown. I keep being here. Now, today I decided to walk through the streets of Ufa to check out how it's going. After recent announcement of President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, recently he addressed to Russian nation about the situation regarding the coronavirus and how to resist this. So recently the President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, addressed to all Russian nation, to all Russian people by TV about the situation with coronavirus in Russia. He told about what the actions Russian government's gonna take about this. I can say from the very beginning that actually the sanctions, they are gonna be, and actually already started, but they are not as big and not as awful as many people expected could be. Well, first of all, about the people. There is still no quarantine for people. Putin, he announced that all the next week, starting from 28th of March already now, today is 29th, and until 5th of April, it's gonna be just a week off, the holidays, not a quarantine. All people just will have a whole week off with the saving of the salary. But there is a quarantine for state organizations, for mass events, and for a business, except grocery and drug stores. So if it's a mall, if it's a fitness center, bar, restaurants, cafe, or something like that, it is closed for a quarantine until at least 5th of April. And really, now everything is closed. Barber shops also gonna be closed. Banks. So people, they are not on quarantine. Putin strictly recommended people to stay home, but that is a recommendation. But it seems like people follow for this recommendation. Russians shows the solidarity with Italian people, Spanish people, and American people, where the situation is really bad. Well, nowadays in Russia, it's not that bad at all. It's hard to call even an epidemic yet, because relatively not that many people for like already a month since this all started. Here is only about 1,200 people infected, and if I can say so, only 7 people died. But if to compare with how many people died from, let's say, tuberculosis or just a regular flu, you will see that it's really not that big. And it seems like the situation really not that bad. I believe it. I believe more or less, but the official statistics. And later I will explain you why. But recently, such a yellowish fake news, sensationalism channel like Vice, they reported that by an opinion of independent experts, of course they are not telling who they are thinking that Russia, like as always, of course, Russia lies about the real amounts of people infected. Yeah, you can say how really like serious Vice when they refer just to independent experts. Well, next time they probably will refer to British scientists. Well, I mean, I have nothing against British scientists, but there's just such a joke, like British scientists said. Well, let me tell you about it. The thing is, Russia really became the very first government, the country, which has closed the borders with China yet in the middle of January, and it's easy to check. It's pretty easy to check, and it's enough even to refer to my video, which I made in the very beginning of February. I went to Catherine Palace in St. Petersburg and filmed an empty amber room, and there wasn't any Chinese tourists at all. So already in the end of January, all the Chinese people was just cleared off from Russia. It was in that time when nobody was taking this serious at all. But somehow the Ministry of Healthcare of Russia, they got it pretty serious. Next thing, in Italy, first off, most of Russian people, they do not travel to other countries for vacations in the winter time. Next thing, Italy is far not the most popular destination around Russians. And even those Russians who are going to Italy, they usually never go to the north of Italy, but they go to the south and to the mostly to Rome, not to a little town of Bergamo. It's not popular for Russians at all. So what we have, a very early closing of the borders with China, where all this started. Russians not traveling too much in the winter time, Russians not traveling too much into Spain and Italy and the United States in the winter time, and not to Bergamo, at least if talk about Italy. So that's why I think that Putin, he knows that the country is closed, right? It's from one side, from another side, he definitely knows and information. He definitely knows that the amount of people infected is really not that big, really, because everything is under control. But I think he decided to take an action just so nobody will tell them after all that he was not taking any actions. In the same time, he knows that everything is under control, and that's why the measures is just okay, you know, like nobody on quarantine, nobody's like forced to sit at home, and there is no huge penalties, not at all. But look, really not many people here at all in the streets, not many cars. The only thing Putin did, he strictly recommended just to stay home. Just to stay home, because there is still a chance that this pandemic, coronavirus, it can progress pretty much. At the same time, recently, Russian scientists reports that they are about to present the treatment for coronavirus. The treatment, which is going to be based on already existing anti-malaria drugs. And that's probably going to be something really big in the nearest days and weeks. It's not like the vaccine they are trying to find from the very beginning, but the thing is, coronaviruses, they used to exist already many time ago, and also malaria, it's close to the group of coronaviruses, and such drugs already existed. And what Russian scientists are making now, they're actually trying to make the the drug against coronavirus based on existing drug against malaria. And I really hope that it's gonna work. If not vaccine, then at least as a pretty effective treatment. Well, really not too much people. It's good to see my compatriots shows the solidarity. Победа, the Victory movie theater, which was built in 1953 in a style of so-called Stalin's empire. Well, in the end of this video, I just want to wish all the world and all of you guys to follow for the security measures, to wash your hands and stuff like that. Well, you know, nowadays there's a lot of information about it, how to reduce the possibility to get infected. Just stay home, dedicate maximum of time to your family, to your kids, and to your favorite hobbies, to the things that you wanted to do for a long time, but maybe never had time, thinking you're making more important things. I will now get back home as well. You stay tuned and keep watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and be healthy. See you. Best from Russia.